If you've ever felt like you're drowning in spreadsheets just trying to scale your keyword research, then this explainer is absolutely for you. We're diving into a great article from Search Atlas that tackles this exact problem, highlighting the tools that can finally automate all that manual work. So let's jump right in. So here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll nail down the scaling problem that every SEO pro runs into. Then, we'll talk about APIs as the answer and give you a solid framework for picking the right one. After that, we're doing a quick tour of 7 top tools, and we'll wrap it all up with the one big strategic question you need to ask yourself. All right, let's start with the big one, the SEO scaling problem. You know what I'm talking about, that feeling of being totally stuck in the mud, doing the same manual data polls over and over again. It's the friction that just kills momentum. And wow, this quote from the article just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? Clunky tools, messy data, it's the stuff that distracts you from the work that actually moves the needle. This is the core problem we're going to solve today, how to get past the busy work and back to real strategy. Okay, so if that's the problem, what's the fix? Well, that brings us right to our next section. We're talking about APIs. This is the key to automating that grind and getting crucial data piped directly where you need it, when you need it. So what in the world is a keyword research API? Honestly, the easiest way to think about it is as a direct data pipeline. It lets your tools talk to the big data sources automatically. No more manual exports and imports. It delivers clean, structured data, search volume, difficulty, you name it, right into your dashboards or reports. This is what lets you finally scale your research. But hold on, before we start looking at a bunch of shiny new tools, we need a way to judge them, right? That's what this section is all about, building a framework so you can make a smart decision for yourself, whether it's one of the tools we talk about today or another one you find down the road. So what really matters when you're shopping around? Here's a quick checklist. First, integration. How easily is this thing going to plug into the systems you already use? Next, think about your reach. Do you need data for specific countries or languages? Then, of course, the basics. Does it have the key data points like search volume and CPC? But also look for advanced goodies like competitor analysis. And maybe most important of all, can you actually trust the data? Is it reliable? All right, with that framework in mind, it is time for the main event. Let's kick off our tour of the 7 tools that were highlighted in the Search Atlas article. And we're starting with the source of today's explainer itself, tool number 1, Search Atlas. Now, Search Atlas is a little different from the others we'll see because it's not just an API, it's a whole integrated platform. Its standout feature is called Content Genius, which uses AI to help you outline and structure your articles. It's really built for teams who want everything, SEO, content, the whole shebang in one place. The only heads up from the article, it can be a bit complex to learn, and you do have to keep an eye on your AI credit usage. Next up on our tour, let's take a look at SERPstat. SERPstat is more of a classic, dedicated API tool. Its big strength is giving you very specific, clean data through calls like get keywords. This makes it perfect if you're building out custom reports or your own internal dashboards. And the price is definitely right. The trade-off, though, is that its dataset might not be quite as massive as some of the bigger fish in the sea. Our third tool is a name you almost certainly know. It's one of the heavyweights in the SEO world, SEMrush. Okay, SEMrush. Its API brings some seriously powerful features to the table, like keyword ad history, which is an absolute goldmine if you're doing deep competitor research. But, and this is a big but, it's a perfect example of a common trade-off. To get access to that awesome API, you have to be on their business plan, and that comes with a pretty hefty price tag. All right, let's move on to tool number 4. Now, this one is really built for the more technical folks out there, DataForSEO. Yeah, this one is designed with developers in mind. What makes it special is that it pulls data from all over the place, not just Google, but Bing, and even clickstream data, which can give you some really interesting insights. It's got a pay-as-you-go model, which is super flexible, but the article points out that this can get a little tricky for smaller teams that don't have predictable, high-volume needs. Tool number 5, SpyFu, is all about playing detective and looking into the past. SpyFu's claim to fame is its absolutely massive historical dataset. We're talking 19 years of search results data. This makes it an incredible tool for competitive intelligence, especially if you want to see what your rivals have been doing with paid ads over the years. The API is included in their Pro plan. Just be aware that the data might be a little less precise if you're working in smaller, more niche markets. Next up, another industry giant you've definitely heard of. Let's talk about our sixth tool, Ahrefs. Ahrefs API really shines with its search volume history, which is great for spotting trends. And its related term suggestions are perfect for broadening your content topics. But here's the big catch, especially for teams. Their plans are, by default, for a single user. So if you need your whole team to have access, it's going to cost you extra. And that brings us to the final stop on our tour, tool number 7, keywordtool.io. The superpower of this tool is its sheer breadth. It doesn't just pull data from Google. It gets autocomplete suggestions from YouTube, Amazon, even TikTok. This is amazing for anyone building a content strategy across multiple channels. The main thing to keep in mind here are the daily query limits, which could become a bottleneck if you have really large-scale workflows. Okay, that was a whirlwind tour of 7 really powerful tools. Let's bring it all home now with our final section, your strategic takeaway. This is all about taking what we've just covered and figuring out how it applies to your unique situation. You know, when you boil it all down, your choice really comes down to this one simple but crucial question. What does your team actually need? Do you need the raw power and flexibility of a dedicated API that lets you build your own custom tools? Or would your team work better with an all-in-one platform where research, content, and tracking are all under one roof? There's no single right answer. It all depends on your workflow, your resources, and what you're trying to achieve.